What's up, guys? Before we get this video started, if you are new to the video, then welcome. If you aren't new to the video, then welcome back. Today's video is going to be a live video on living with the LVAD. I'll try to cover everything, and also I ask you guys to send me some questions regarding the heart failure or the LVAD, or just questions in general you guys want to know. And I did get a few questions, so I will be answering those in this video. Without further ado, let's get this video started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the different ways you can wear your LVAD. Now, there is a whole website, and I'll put the link for that in the description. You could go in there, check it out. If you like what you see, you can purchase some things. Now, I would say this, they are a bit on the expensive side in the price range from 80 to 100 bucks. But if you like it and you got the money, then totally go for it. If not, then stick with the two that were provided for you. Now, when you leave the hospital, you are provided with two different ways to wear your LVAD, and the first one would be the man bag. I like this one because you could just store everything in there. You don't have to worry about anything except this little white cord hanging out of the bag, and that is it. The second way you can wear your LVAD is the holster vest. I like to call it a holster because it reminds me of the holsters that cops wear when they put the pistols in. So you can just adjust it till you will put the battery packs in each pouchy. The only downside about this one is your cords will be hanging everywhere. And if you aren't as confident with your LVAD, you might not want to wear this one because the cords are hanging out and people are going to be staring at you in a weird way. But it's totally up to you which way you wear your LVAD. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the limitations, and that is just what I'm not able to do now that I was able to do before the LVAD. There are a couple of things, and some things might irritate you, some things might not. But some of the things happen to be vacuuming, taking clothes out to dry. It's just heavy housework you are not able to do for a while. Another thing you aren't able to do is drive. So if you're a driver, you're gonna have to take a break. Another thing you cannot do is sit in the front seat, and I would suggest you guys comply with these rules because this is making everything easier with your heart transplant and to get everything on a faster pace. So please comply and listen to everything that the doctors tell you. It is the reason why they're doctors and nurses. They went to school for this type of thing. Another thing you cannot do is pick up a baby for a while. Now, if you don't know, I have an 8-month-old son, and I'm not able to pick him up for a while, and by the time I'm able to pick him up, he'll be walking, so I'm pretty bummed out about that one. But if you guys don't have any kids, you don't have to worry about that. There's just a whole ton of things that you can't do that you were able to do, and your doctor should go over these things with you. But if you are just about to get the LVAD and you want to know everything you possibly could before you get it, this is a great video for you to watch. Okay, so I think that pretty much covered everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, in the beginning of the video, I did say I was going to do a little Q&A, so I'm going to get that started right now. The first question was, I wanted to know, what did you think of when you was going into surgery and how you felt after, and also what was it like being stuck somewhere that you couldn't really do much? Okay, so funny story, when I was going into surgery, this was before I was going into surgery, okay? I was in the hospital from November 21st, and I didn't have surgery till December 9th. Now, this whole time when they told me I needed the LVAD, I didn't know what it was. I didn't really do any research. They showed me some pictures and how it would look, but it doesn't really do you much justice. So when I looked up everything and seen all the pictures, I'm like, okay, this is like, I'll be the Black Iron Man. You know, as you see the Marvel shirt, I'm a Marvel fan. So Iron Man had a heart problem, and he put this thing in his chest. So I looked at it in a positive way and be like, okay, I could be the Black Iron Man. You know, have an LVAD, you know. So I was just kept a positive attitude throughout the whole thing. I wasn't really scared. I know that might sound crazy, but I wasn't really scared. And after surgery, I was knocked out for maybe 26 hours, and I could hear people around me talking just a little bit, and I was trying to make contact or contact my fiance in ways. I tried to talk, but I couldn't talk because I had this thing in my mouth. So I tried to like write on her hand and just try to like write out things to her. She kind of knew what I was saying. She knew when I was saying I love you and stuff like that. Being stuck in the hospital, the only downside is you eat early and the hospital beds are not comfortable to sleep in. I was in 3 different units. I was in the ICU twice, and they would come wake me up every hour, and it wasn't their fault because it's their job, so I didn't hold it against them because, like I said, it's their job to do what they do to make sure I'm okay and alive. But they would just wake you up every hour, medicine, shots to the stomach, shots in the arm. Those are the type of things I had to go through while being in the hospital. And the hospital beds aren't really comfortable at all. Like, it's not enough room to move around. You can't lay on your side. You're stuck laying on your back. And you eat way too early. Like, you eat breakfast at 8, lunch was at 11, and then dinner was at like 4. And it's like they don't want you to eat anything after that. So it's kind of like, like who eats dinner at 4 o'clock, except like senior citizens and stuff like that. But that's the only thing that bothered me. What was your initial reaction when you found out you had heart failure at 22 years old? Oh man, I kind of was in denial at first because May 19th was when I was diagnosed with heart failure, and went to the hospital, couldn't breathe, did all these tests. They told me I was diagnosed with heart failure, and that just kind of like hit me like, okay, I'm young. Why is this happening to me? This shouldn't happen to me, But this is just be a wake up call. It could be happening to anybody, like no matter the age. Like it could be 14. I've known people to have heart failure at 14, 28, 23. I had it at 22. I'm now 23. So it's just a wake up call. It can happen to anybody at any time. You don't really know. How were you able to stay positive throughout your whole stay in the hospital? That's a famous quote. Life is what you make it to be. It wasn't Malcolm X or somebody like it was Tupac. He said this in the song. Life is what you make it to be, and that's totally true. Like if you make your life complicated, and it's just gonna be a complicated life, and if you make it positive, it's gonna be a positive life. It's totally up to you which side you want this to go. But for me, I've always been a positive person. Like anybody who knows me personally, y'all know that I smile. Like in the hospital, like I smile through everything. Like just in life in general, I like to smile. Like you always see my smile. You always see me smiling in general. Everybody who knows me knows this. So just staying positive is just a great way to get things out the way fast. It helps you so much. Are you worried that you won't receive a heart transplant? No, I'm not worried. It's in God's hands. I put everything in God first. Whenever He's ready for me to have a heart transplant, then they'll say, give me that call, and I'll go get the heart transplant. But like I said, I'm not really rushing things. I think having the LVAD, the longer I have the LVAD, the more experience I have, and the more I can help other people. And that's totally what I want to do, for those who was like me and didn't know anything or didn't know what was coming. Because nobody told me what was coming during the heart surgery because, I don't know, I guess they didn't want me to be scared. But I'm totally like heart of a lion, got it tattooed on my chest, like stuff like things like that. Has the LVAD affected your confidence in any way? Yes, it pretty much did. Yes, it did. It boosted my confidence because a lot of people who got the LVAD, I was told stories in the hospital by nurses and stuff. Like people would like had their LVAD and wear shirts over and cover it all the time. If you see me in person, then you see my LVAD. Like it's a part of me. I'm not gonna hide any parts of me, And it boosted my confidence. Like it just make you like, don't care what anybody else thinks. Like of course I still get weird stares when I walk out and they see this stuff, but it's understandable because you see somebody, cords everywhere, stuff like that. You just don't know what to think. But it don't bother me at all. What's next for you now that you have the LVAD? Great question. Actually, live life. I mean, before I didn't have the LVAD, and I was just like taking advantage of life and just not living life to the fullest. So when I got the LVAD, it just like being in the hospital that long. I was in the hospital from November 21st to December 31st, and it just make you think. And it makes you want to live life, like the beautiful view of the city. So many things you can do, so much fun to have. Like, don't let the LVAD stop you. Just go out and live life. Go live life, because I got a second chance, and those of you who have the LVAD as well, you have a second chance. So just go out and enjoy life. How has the LVAD affected your everyday life, or what can't you do now that you were able to do before? I can't drive, can't sit in the front seat, things like that. Can't swim, can't vacuum, take clothes out the dryer, lift more than 10 pounds. It's a long list of things that I can't do, but it's just for a short amount of time. It doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that bothered me was not being able to pick up my son, like I said, because I love being a great father. I'm only 23 years old, and I love being a father. I love being around my kid. So yeah, what does LVAD stand for? LVAD stands for left ventricular assist device, and what that does is assist your heart in pumping blood. Since before the LVAD, your heart wasn't pumping enough blood, so this device helps it to pump blood throughout the body. How's the LVAD affect you as a father? Once again, like I just said before, just not being able to lift up my son when he's crying, and I love to lift him up. Okay, so unfortunately I ran out of questions, but if you guys have any more questions, I'll put my email in the description. I'll put my Facebook in the description, so you guys can contact me, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. and hit the notification button so you can notify when I upload another video. And you guys will get that notification so you guys can watch the video. I will see you guys in the next video.